And we're back on the amazing 102.5 FM, where the whole purpose of the lift, which I don't think I said the name of this episode, is to empower and to inspire. So I'm trusting that you've been empowered and inspired by listening to Karan on today. He done talked about Brandon, his football career. I don't know what team you play for. We need to look this up, Jehovah, and make sure this legit. But we can't be putting this stuff on the air and we won't have no proof. But no, we do. We got receipts. What team was it?
So I started out in Tampa Bay with the Bucks, but the majority of my career was spent in Canada. I played in the CFL for about 9-10 years. Multiple championships and all that good stuff.
He said, y'all, I didn't see no ring with my own eyes, but I'm going to believe it because he said it. So, yeah, I think even just kind of connecting that, and, yeah, you know about being bumped into and some bruises and pushing through and all of that good stuff. And so it fits very appropriately with our topic for the month, which is just these storms. Like, yes, here in Houston, but we know we have listeners and engagement from beyond. But here in Houston, we go through some storms. And the reality is, Karan, I'll have you speak to this for a minute. Yeah. If you're going to stay in Houston, it's time out for playing like storms are brand new, right?
Yeah, I mean, you would think so.
Yeah.
Storms been around since forever. I remember my first hurricane that I endured, like literal physical hurricane. My grandmother was boarding up, taping up the windows, and taping it shut, and making sure that the doors was bolted with nails and wood. And I sat there and I just hear the wind whistle. There's something to hear the wind blow, but to hear the wind whistle, it's a different type of force, and the building just shaking. And so, I think I'm somewhat of a psychopath because I love storms. I love tornadoes. I love lightning. I can sit and watch it all day. And yeah, it's scary, the natural disasters and what life can bring in just the raw force and tenacity of life. But storm, I believe they share a commonality between us and our journeys.
See, y'all knew. I had told y'all on that other side. I told y'all what the storm do, Karan?
It's a synergy. Right. Yeah, for sure.
What the storm do? Go ahead. I'm tracking with you.
No, you're good. You're good. Because wherever you are in your walk of life, and I want you to hear me very clearly when I say this.
Here, that's your camera.
That's my camera. Hear me when I say this. Whatever phase of life you're in, you're going to go up against opposition. And that force, that same force that I said was shaking the house, and it's rattling you, and it's making you want to go tuck and hide. You actually got to stand flat-footed and go into it, because it's almost symbolic. But after every storm, the sun pops out like there was nothing that happened.
Yeah.
All that's left to see is the rubble and everything else that lays in its wake.
Yes.
And so I do believe that if you just persevere, but you first have to prepare. You don't want to catch yourself with your pants down and now you're trying to figure out what's happening. You have to be prepared. One of my mentors, he said to me earlier on, he's like, comfortability is a relationship with casualty. And so if you see something on the horizon that's coming at you, don't be comfortable.
No.
Get uncomfortable so you can be prepared, because you want to push yourself so whatever you're impacted with, you can bounce back from. And so, that's why I love storms, because it always reminds me that there's always sunshine after the rain. And it always tests your ability to withstand and to come above and stay on top.
Yeah, as you were saying that, I thought I couldn't see. I'm not. Love is not going to be my word. That would be pushing it. But I can have an appreciation for storms, because it's in storms where you really get to see your peace.
Come on.
It's where you really know, it's in storms where you get to really see, am I running around here chaotic? Am I operating like it's going to be all right? Yeah. We got this, been here, done this before, or whatever it is. That's when you really get to see and appreciate or cultivate and develop your peace.
Absolutely.
Because it shows you. Storms show you.
Yeah.
So for all of us, business owners, nonprofit leaders, I think it was just a timely thing that we were going to kind of talk through some of this with hurricane season coming and the like, and then Burl happened pre-hurricane season. I think there's something to say about that. Yeah. So Burl didn't wait on the schedule.
No.
He didn't wait on the season, right? But isn't that true about storms that come for business owners and leaders?
That's exactly true. And if you have to consider yourself as a storm in your own right, if you're looking for somebody to come and help you, well, that's not a storm. Storms don't wait for it to just form. It just comes it evolves and it comes. And so you have to evolve and go, whatever it is that you're going after, evolve and go and go get it, because
Yes.
nobody's just coming to hand it to you.
No.
Especially in this climate that we're in the digital age and the AI
No.
age, where people are losing their jobs left and right, and you know the rates are going through the roof,
Yes.
and everything else that we have to
Yes.
endure as business owners. So you have to have a risk assessment. You have to have a plan of action in terms of how you are getting the information out. Regular training sessions with your
Yeah.
team, especially
Yeah.
if you're in technology like I am. How's your information backed up? Is
Disseminate,
your
yeah.
brick and mortar certified? Are you checking in regular with your insurance companies to make sure that your buildings, after they get catapulted, that they
Right.
can stand back up?
Right.
Do you have a reserve plan for working remote?
Right.
All these
All
things
of
work
these
in
things.
the balance that you have to consider. And the problem with, especially our community, we don't think in perpetuity. We think in phases and segments. We don't think in perpetuity. And we have to start seeing the vision holistically
Yeah.
from our children's children, because that's when the inheritance and the blessings, that's when they start to pour in, because it's not for us we're living for. We're living for 2 generations beyond us.
Yeah. Y'all know y'all gonna have to contact him to get the rest of that series on the 2 generations after us, our children and our children's children. I be hearing them scriptures. I don't know what all of them found, but I know it say that our children's and our children's children. So Karan, again, if should people desire to contact you, do contract work with you, have you come speak, how are they able to reach
Yes,
you?
please reach out to me. It's Gravitate, GRAVITT8.com. You can follow me on social media. That's Karan9, whatever, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I actually love talking to people. I'm a better listener, even though I've been blabbing this whole time.
That's the whole purpose of the show, though. We're gonna blab.
I love listening, because it gives me the ability to really understand and to share synergies with you, because there's always a relative mark. It's just a matter of if you're patient enough to find it, if you're humble enough to see yourself,
Yeah.
and if you're vulnerable enough to present that value.
Yeah, to share that. So y'all, at the end of the day, he led with branding and stories. And so I'll just conclude with that. Yeah, your story is bigger than, it's stronger than, and it should outlast any storm. It's worth preserving it and keeping it in this world. So y'all, thank you again for tuning in all month long as we talked about storms. Thank you for staying tuned right here on the amazing 102.5 FM. And thank you, Jehovah and Bella, for being with me today. I love them people over there. All right, we'll see y'all next time.
See ya.